My name's Clarissa Ward, and I'm Chief International Correspondent here at CNN. I don't think anyone really decides to become a conflict journalist. I think if you imagine being asked as a child, what do you want to do when you grow up? The idea that you would say, I want to cover war, is not very credible. I think what happened with me was that during my senior year at college, 9/11 happened. And I think, like many Americans, my world kind of changed in ways that I could never have imagined. And I became incredibly curious about what was going on in the world, why there was such a lack of communication between different cultures, different peoples, different places. And I sort of became passionate about the idea of wanting to try to be a bridge between worlds, of wanting to straddle different cultures and to relate messages between different worlds so that people could better understand each other and to sort of stop this process of dehumanization that I saw as ultimately being responsible for 9/11 and other events like it. I remember one very wise producer telling me that an editor for the Reuters news agency had told one of his more intrepid correspondents in a country in Africa that he needed to get back from the war that he was covering because, as he put it, cannot file if dead. And that was something that really stuck with me, cannot file if dead. If we do put ourselves in situations where we are really, truly risking our lives in a way where it becomes not just a possibility, but a probability that we will be injured or killed, then of course we can't really get to tell our story. And all the footage that we've accumulated, all the stories and accounts and witness testimony that we've collected, that will have nowhere to go. Every journalist needs to decide for themselves, ultimately, how far they want to go, how far they're willing to push the envelope. But we all need to keep in mind as well that the risks are real, that the possibility of death and injury is very real. And in that sense, I think it's more important than ever for other journalists and networks and media institutions to be providing support to those people who are in the field, who are on the front lines, because it's easy to become desensitized to risk. You need that support. You need that network. You need that editor who says to you, cannot file if dead. I think the public owes it to themselves to pay attention to some of the work that journalists are doing, particularly when it concerns exposing corruption, exposing exploitation, human trafficking, or slavery. This is not a game. This is not an adventure. This is not really cool or glamorous. This is life or death. This is real. This is horror.